Well, hello plant friends. I recently attended the Ives Orchid show here in Sydney, New South Wales, and I inevitably came home with a few new beautiful babies. Join me this week as I introduce you to my new acquisitions, tell you why I bought them, and share where I'm going to put these to try and keep them alive and not condemn them to the compost bin. My name's Alonia and I'm a novice orchid grower here in currently very wet and cold suburban Western Sydney, navigating the wonderful world of orchids. I'm learning how to grow these beautiful plants so that they thrive here in my somewhat wacky subtropical climate, and then I share what I learn along the way with all of you. Southern Hemisphere style, of course. This last weekend, I took a couple of days off from my day job to help my local orchid society, the New South Wales Species Orchid Society, at the St Ives show. A small team of 6 of us pitched in and set up a wonderful display using some of the beautiful species type plants provided by many of our members, and our hard work certainly paid off with a 4th place overall out of 12 displays. The team is thrilled with this result and we are excited to share our results at the meeting next month. To add to our triumph, some of the plants in our display also earned top honours and awards in their own right, with a couple of champions in their classes. And a huge congrats to my friends who entered the plants into the show. One day I will win a sash myself, I hope. Okay, what found a new home in my collection? This is Dendrobium Mangosteen from Alice's Orchids up in Townsville, Queensland. And this one's a hybrid with a strong tropical influence, drawing ancestry from Southeast Asia, where dendrobiums thrive in warm humid forests. Alice did select this one for me as it has 2 flower spikes. Thank you, Alice. And I chose this because the flowers are a deep burgundy red with the outside of the petal being yellow, and I thought it would be a great addition to Goth Corner. It has a lot of drama with the yellow and red theme, and it is right in my wheelhouse. I already do have a plant of this variety, but it is seedling size and it's at least 3 to 4 years away from flowering, which is fine, but I just wanted a larger flowering size plant. These orchids like bright filtered light, warm temperatures, opposite of today, and plenty of water during their active growth. In winter, I will ease off the watering slightly, but not let it dry out completely. Because this one has travelled from Townsville, I will have to keep it inside over winter in the bathroom and spend late spring to mid-autumn outside when the temperatures are reliably over 18 degrees Celsius overnight. Next up is Oncidium sotuanum, native to South America, especially in the Andean regions where it grows in cooler cloud forest conditions, which means it should be just fine outside on my balcony year-round. This is a species plant and is often found as one of the ancestors in the miniature twinkle types, of which this Oncidium twinkle soul is an example of. Oncidium sotuanum is typically purple or soft pink, and I love these miniatures, as when they're in flower they are truly spectacular. This one wants bright and direct light and consistent moisture, but with excellent drainage. Come spring, when it gets warmer and drier, I will be repotting this one out of its bed of polystyrene and into some new planting media that will better hold the moisture. So a fine medium bark with sphagnum moss and perlite to hold some humidity around its roots. As the light requirements are the same as the other twinkles, I will put all of these together on the wall behind me. They are just so pretty. Number 3 is something completely out of left field. This is my insanity gone nuts. Meet Catasetum Sherriff Frank Drew. Catasetums are from tropical South America, often found in the seasonably dry forests. They need strong light, warmth, heavy feeding during growth, and then a very strict dry rest once the leaves all drop, like this one. This one is currently still in dormancy and as such is undergoing its dry season. As these like strong light and warm temperatures, I keep this one on the windowsill in the kitchen, which is north facing, but also has the privacy film, which provides a bright filtered light. Stronger light will create male flowers and shadier spaces will promote female flowering. Once things start to take off, I'll be giving this one a real feast of fertilizer until its next dormancy, then tucking it away again until spring. Because these put all of their growth into leaves and flowers in a single season, they are heavy feeders, so I'll be feeding this one a bit more often than the others, possibly even keeping to the half-strength fertilizer every watering to give it the extra nutrients it needs for the rapid growth and flowering cycle. I should be able to put this one outside over the hot summer months in bright and direct light, but I'm not sure where that will be yet, but quite possibly under the rose bush. To find out where I do eventually put it, do press the subscribe button to be notified when I post an update on this. It's also got a little new bulb. Meet Coelogyne pachystachya, native to the Himalayan regions. I picked this one up from David Banks, who is the breeder who created and registered the very beautiful hybrid Coelogyne Janine Banks. This one prefers cooler to intermediate temperatures, shady light and evenly moist conditions. Coelogynes really enjoy humidity and don't like to dry out. So a fine bark mix with moss works well for these. I will also transfer this one into a water well pot, which this genus really seems to enjoy, as exhibited by some of my others. As this one prefers the shadier side of life, I will hang this one from the shelf that gets little to no direct sunshine due to the overhanging balcony roof, but it does get bright light because the Chinese tallow wood tree will shade it from the mid to late afternoon sun during summer. Okay, number, I don't know how many this is, Coelogyne mooreana Brockhurst, another beauty from David. And this species originates in the highland forests of Vietnam. This one loves the cool, shady, moist conditions and produces spectacular white flowers with a golden throat. Now, this was the seed parent of Coelogynes Janine Banks, with the Coelogynes flaccida being the pollen parent. I really wanted this because the name triggers memories of two beautiful holidays in Moorea, Tahiti, and the scent reminds me of the tropical flower smell that I love so much. This one is a living scent of memory of the before the plague times. In reality, it is named for Sir Frederick William Moore, who was appointed the curator of the Dublin Botanic Gardens in September 1879, aged 22. It is one of the more famous Coelogynes for its elegance, and I'll be keeping this in my shadiest, most humid spot, right next to the Pleurothallis, I think. Also, J.N. Rental in his book 3 tells me that this one is a little more difficult to cultivate than other plants in this genus. Fingers crossed. Okay, next is a cross that I didn't pay for. David actually gave me this one. And this one is Coelogynes ovalis mooreana crossed with Kirribilli Sarah Jean. I have no idea who Sarah Jean is, but she's also got a cymbidium named after her. Now, this one came to me as a gift. David gave me this because there was a lady at the stand who was asking about them, and instead of her taking this smaller one with 2 leaves and a new little growth, I swapped the one that I had chosen with this one and gave her the bigger, more established plant. And for my troubles, David gave me this one as a gift. How nice is that? Now back to this one. I have the Coelogynes ovalis plant, or 2 of them, and I've not seen the actual flower of this, so it will be interesting to see mum, dad and baby side by side if that actually happens. What traits does this offspring carry that are the same as the parent plants, which are ovalis and mooreana? Culture for these is very similar: cool to intermediate temperatures, shady conditions and consistent moisture. Hybrids like this are often a little more forgiving, which is often great for the beginner grower, hence my friend, and species are a little more picky about their conditions and can even pout worse than stroppy 2-year-old me. This one is also going to go into a water well pot come spring. Okay, next is Coelogyne Memoria Louis Forget, and this one is a cool growing type from the Himalayan cloud forests. This is a hybrid and tends to be vigorous and produce large arching sprays of flowers. Care-wise, again, high humidity, even watering and protection from direct sun. So similar to the previous 3 plants, and yep, this one is also going to go into a water well pot in spring. Also has some spiders growing in the bottom there, which means less pests. And finally, we reach the last of the Coelogyne types that I got, Coelogynes huteriana. And this is another stunning Coelogyne species that hails from Southeast Asia, and again, acquired from David Banks. Like the others, it thrives in cool, moist, shady environments as it grows in forests at elevations of 1100 to 1200 meters above sea level. I'll be grouping this one with my other Coelogyne types to keep the care easily manageable, and by grouping them together, this also provides a culture space where they can make friends, enjoy the company of each other, and hopefully make a beautiful humidity zone and flowers together. For the plants that do like it a bit brighter, I will drop them lower into the shelves as it's slightly brighter further down and further away from the roof cover. Next up, because I really do need more sarcs in my life, I have Sarcochilus Wanyin Festivities. This is an Australian native hybrid, and Sarcochilus grow naturally on cliffs and trees in New South Wales and Queensland, where they get bright bit and direct light and a bit of humidity. In culture, they do like a small pot or a basket with good airflow and regular watering, and they're perfect for balcony growers like me. Recently, I made an update video on my potting experiment sarc, so I'll link that here and below for you to check out after this video so that you can go and catch up with how those are doing if you haven't already seen that video. For this, I'll be keeping this one close to those, and I picked this up for my combined orchid sales table, and I think I paid $20 for it. which is pretty decent. And yep, I got its sibling as well. And here is Sarcochilus Wanyin Expectation. Again, it likes the same filtered light, small pots and frequent watering. I will be excited to see how these two compare when they flower. And again, this one came with a label. Okay, next up is Maxillaria porphyrostele, and this is a species native to Central and South America, particularly found in the humid lowlands to the mid-elevation forests. OrchidRoots.com lists it as a hot to cold grower, so hopefully I can keep this one outside year-round. In nature, it grows as an epiphyte in shady, moist conditions with good airflow. For culture, though, it prefers intermediate to warm temperatures, small pots, and medium filtered light. I also am told to keep this one evenly moist, although it doesn't like to be soggy. Come spring, I am going to try for a 50-50 medium to fine bark mix with sphagnum moss in a water well pot, and this will hopefully help keep the humidity up. I really want to see this one thrive. Now, I did mention OrchidRoots.com, and this is a great website to go and find out more about the plants you have and hopefully work out the best growing conditions for your specimen. I have it favorited on my laptop, and I attribute it to my actual success because it helps me work out the growing conditions that I need to replicate for my plants. And I'll link it below. It doesn't need a login and it's free to use. And finally, Pleurothallis viduata Fox Den CBM AOS. The letters after the name indicate that this is a plant of merit and has won awards. In this case, the CBM is a Certificate of Botanical Merit, which is the highest flower quality award awarded to orchid species or hybrids scoring 90 points or more on a 100-point scale for flower quality. AOS stands for the American Orchid Society, which was founded in 1921. Right, back to the plant. This award-winning variety comes from the Andes, where it grows in cool, moist, very shady forests, and it loves high humidity and regular moisture with no dry periods at all. These orchids are delicate but rewarding if you can keep them in these consistent cloud forest conditions. As this one is a bit of a shade lover, I will position it behind the Coelogynes, but where I can still reach it to water and feed it. It is really well potted, so it doesn't need my intervention for at least another 2 years. And this 80mm pot has a lot of space in it, so why disturb it? So that's the haul, a real mix of orchids from tropical Catasetums to cool growing Coelogynes and Pleurothallis, plus some Aussie Sarcochilus hybrids, just for fun. Each one has specific care needs, but that's what makes this hobby so exciting. Let me know in the comments which orchid you'd most like to try, and I'll link to the various suppliers below if they have online stores. If you've enjoyed this video, please be sure to check out one of my other videos, and if you would like to follow along in my madcap adventures, do press the subscribe button with the notification bell turned on so you don't miss any upcoming content. Until next time, grow well, enjoy your plants, and remember, orchids will always surprise you, and it's usually when you're not looking. See you all next time. Bye-bye. It's cold out here.